Okay guys, took the auction trailer out for a little test cruise. I don't really have a GoPro, I've got a handheld camcorder, so it's not real easy to put it in the truck and go for a drive. But this is what we hauled down the road. We had the Mini, the 331, and the New Holland. The tractor on there. And the truck did real well, and the trailer did well. Trailer brakes are working. They're not terrific, but they do work now. So it will slow the thing down. One question I see float around with a lot of towing topics is tongue weight. And I mean, we've got this thing pretty well balanced. I mean, the Mini's pretty well sitting over the axle. It's pretty well balanced. So most of the tractor is sitting on the tongue of the truck. Or I guess it's halfway between the tires and the tongue, so it's probably a 50-50 split. So I would say that tractor's about 3,500 pounds, I think. I'd have to double check that to 1725. The question is, what is too much tongue weight? I would say for the way the truck pulled it and the stance of the truck, it's the front axle, front end's not up. This is a real good setup, and it is legal. I think the Mini's around 8,500 pounds maybe, and the tractor's around 3,500, so that'd put us right around 12. So legally, this setup can haul 15, assuming the trailer's about 5. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this unloaded and sort of see what a real bad tongue weight scenario would be. I'm gonna bring the Mini and put it right where the tractor is, and see how the stance of the truck changes and how the trailer changes. And I'll actually take a measurement between the truck and the trailer to see how much this hitch flexes, because I'm curious. As you can see, the hitch there points down. I'm curious if the previous owner bent it or just installed it wrong. So we're gonna do a little testing. For measurement's sake, we're about 40 1/4 up to the front fender with the current load on there. It's probably what I would call acceptable tongue weight. And I'm going to measure straight down to the trailer. I'm going to use this back bar here. We'll say 20 5/8. I don't always do things the safest in the world, but I will give a quick little safety minder. I was sitting there holding this binder like this, and with my other hand I was basically just spinning it around to loosen it up, and somehow that thing came unlooped off the chain and smacked me right there in the leg. That thing already welted up. So just a reminder, always be careful. Even simple stuff can get you hurt. Okay, trailer unloaded. We're now at 20 1/2. I think we were 20 1/4. Go check the front. So we're about 39 3/4 unloaded. Put the Mini back on and see what we are all the way at the front. Okay, so here we are. Mini is sitting all the way at the front. As much weight as I can get on the front of this thing as possible. So now we'll measure it out and see what we got. See how the back tires look. It's getting dark out here, so not great, but they're actually not squatted horrible. Front is definitely up. Sorry about that. Got to get my... Sorry about the camera work. Got to get my tape right. Make sure I'm back in the same place here. So it's over 41 and a half now. And here's the tongue. How much has the tongue flexed, do we wonder? So we are at about 20 3/4. And I will say, the question is, can you bend a tongue doing this? One of these, this is just a bar tongue, or the tube. Its light's getting kind of bad. So it's just the tube between the frame rails. Two brackets come off the frame rails and the tube between it. So I will say I've already had my 12,000 pound skid steer sitting here in the same spot. And the hitch returned back to normal, so I know it will when I take this off here. This would be excessive tongue weight, and I understand going down the road would definitely, a big bump or something could definitely shock load this hitch and maybe bend it. And maybe that did happen in the past, but this is just an illustration to show you what these hitches can take. I mean, this is really what you would call probably severe overload. The truck definitely riding high in the front, but not undoable. It would definitely drag that down the road like that. And stop pretty good because the back brakes are bigger on these 450s than the fronts. So that's why I particularly buy them, to get those upgraded brakes on your towing axle. So we'll go ahead and get this unloaded. I'll get the numbers put up in the video. I'll have to look at them and review them and sort of see. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, and go from there.